One of the wisest men of all time once said, "It's all about the game and how you play it." And today, we are playing the game with the Kyle Peterson Top 10 Triple H figures. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for our weekly top 5, but in this case, top 10 countdown. As you guys know, every single Thursday here on the channel, we're doing a countdown list of my top 5, or top 10 in this case, favorite action figures. It could be a toy line, it could be a specific wrestler, a specific action figure, it could be a specific hero. You get the idea, you get the point. But today, we're doing something different. We got 13,000 subscribers on the channel, and every time we hit one of those milestones, I think it's time to pull out one of the big guns. And today, we're pulling out Triple H, one of the biggest guns of the last 20 years, probably, in action figures, wrestling figure lines. He's seen everything. He's had a lot of Jakks figures. He's had a lot of Mattel figures, of course. So we got quite a few figures to choose from in this one. Got to give a special shout out to old viewer, old good buddy Sambro out there. Triple H is his favorite wrestler of all time. He's been saying, "Kyle, you got to do this one. Kyle, you got to do this one." And of course, I'm going to get to all of them eventually. But Sambro has been a long-time viewer. He wanted to see this. This is one I figured it was time to do. So for 13,000 subscribers, we're going to take a look at my top 10 favorite Triple H figures of all time. As usual, as I always say in these videos, these are my top 10 favorite. I want to see your top 10 favorites in the list down below. You put it down there in the comments. Put it in order. That's the challenging part. A lot of people just say, "Oh, I like this one, this one, this one." But it's tough. The tough part and the challenge and the fun of these lists is to put them in order, from number 10 being your least favorite all the way to number 1 being your all-time favorite Triple H figure. So without any further ado, let's get after it. Let's start off with number 10. All right, we kick it off with number 10, the top 10 Triple H figures of all time as voted by me. And number 10 comes, surprisingly enough, from 2010, the debut year of Mattel taking over the WWE license. And they had an amazing, amazing line back then. And I wonder if it'll come back one day. We'll see what happens. But it's from the Defining Moments line. It's Triple H Defining Moments from his big return from the quad injury he had, of course. He's got the old denim and leather going on here. And of course, as we all know, denim, leather brought us all together, but it was you that set our spirit free. Biff Byford of Saxon told me that very early on in the 1980s. Denim and leather, it'll bring us all together. And Triple H in 2000, or when was it? When was this happen? Was it 2004, 5? I could look it up. I don't know off the top of my head. But he came back and he was sporting the denim and leather look. And for a metalhead like myself, of course, Triple H and I have a lot in common in that aspect, as Motorhead is our favorite band. I've been a long-time Motorhead fan, and I'd be lying to tell you if Triple H didn't move up in my favorite list because of his Lemmy love, his Motorhead love, and his heavy metal love across the board. That made Triple H, me a bigger fan of Triple H, I would have to say. But I always liked Triple H's work enough, going all the way back to the WCW days. Yes, I've been watching since then, as you guys know. But he really did hit the old throttle around this time, of course, and really never looked back until his semi-retirement here in the last few years. But this is a very cool one. Defining Moments. A lot of people love the Defining Moments. It's funny, as the Defining Moments skyrocketing in value really made the Ultimates skyrocket in value. As a lot of people put the similarities between the Defining Moments and the Ultimates, and we're seeing history repeat itself a little bit with these Ultimate prices, but these Defining Moment prices through the roof. Now, this figure would rate higher on my list, as it is a very, very cool look. It's a look I rocked around the same time as well. I was wearing the denim and leather. I still do occasionally, but especially back then, it was all the rage in the metal community, and Triple H was bringing that in. So he looked really cool. However, this Mattel one loses a lot of points for me, as the denim here looks very strange. It's a strange denim. It needs to be a little darker. It just didn't quite get it right here. And then the head sculpt on this one. Some of the early Mattels struggled in the likeness department, struggled in the figure department, and this one unfortunately has that problem. But that being said, what this represents, the cool Defining Moments packaging with the front and back window, as you guys know. The soft goods is pretty cool with the denim and leather. There's still a lot to like about this one, and enough to make it in my top 10 list. So number 10, the Defining Moments, Triple H. All right, we're at the number 9 spot. In the number 9 spot, talk about a yin and yang moment. We just talked about heavy metal Triple H, the big return, Defining Moments. Well, number 9, we go to Jax, and we go to Jax Classic Superstars. But which one? Well, we go to Jax Classic Superstars Series 1 Blue Blood Connecticut Snob Triple H. An interesting dynamic, because this is the one where a lot of people really understood Triple H, really found him, and really got on their radar, I would say. And obviously, I remember seeing him in WCW, but this is where he took it up another level to later take it up a couple more levels, as we all know. But this one was pretty special. Classic Superstars, obviously my favorite action figure line, wrestling figure line of all time. A lot of special moments on the Fig Hunt. Just a right time, right Kyle for the hunt for the Classic Superstars. And I really did enjoy this one. Of course, you had Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Andre the Giant, Bret Hart, and the Ultimate Warrior in Series 1. And to get Triple H, a current guy, but a different look at the time, I thought that was really neat. I understood it from a business model decision. They already had him under contract. He was easy to put in the line, where Warrior took a little finagling, took a little bit of work. But still, this Triple H was pretty cool because guess what? Soft goods, title belt, Classic Superstars, Series 1. And I gotta say though, this was about the biggest peg warmer of Series 1 back in the day, but it was still a cool figure. And whenever I think of Blue Blood, Regal era Triple H, yes, we did get a Network Spotlight Toys R Us exclusive later on. I always think of this one as far as modern toys go between the Jax and Mattel, toys here of this version of Triple H. And I always like this one with the soft goods. Yes, the Mattel one had soft goods. Yes, it had a cane. But I still like this one better. For whatever reason, it is here. It's probably the Classic Superstars reason, really, at the end of the day. But a very cool figure, this Triple H. One I do recommend to have in your collection. And it's a good one, and that's why he comes in at number 9. All right, we've come to the number 8 spot on our Triple H countdown, and number 8 goes back to Jakks Pacific. We go all the way back to the Bone Cruncher days, which Triple H did get a lot of Bone Crunchers, but the one that always sticks out in my mind, and one of the Triple H's, when I close my eyes and first think of Triple H figures, especially that time frame, I go all the way back to the Bad Boys set. And what a set that was with, JBL in there, of course, Stone Cold Steve Austin, a lot of good figures in Bad Boys Series 4 of Jakks, I believe it was. Well, it was Bad Boys Series 1, but it was Triple H in that one. And this was my first ever Triple H figure, and I believe this was Triple H's first ever figure. Did he have a Bendham before that? He might have. I think he did have a Bendham, so that might have counted too. But I can't remember. Who's keeping track at home? Somebody is. But this is where he hit the map for me. I love this figure. I understand a lot of people say, oh, this isn't a very good figure, but you got to look at this with mid-90s eyes, not 2022 eyes. And just the coolness of that whole set, getting that whole set, having the first real Triple H figure, it just is one that holds a special place. And that's why it comes in at number 8 on my top 10 Triple H countdown. All right, next up, the number 7 Triple H figure as voted by me in this top 10 countdown. Number 7 goes back to Mattel. It goes to the Mattel Elite line. It goes to the Mattel Elite line WrestleMania 33 Triple H figure. And I got that, of course, right here. Love this Triple H. Now, not the greatest Triple H figure as a whole, but what sets this one off for me is the skull helmet mask he's got going on here. Very cool. Obviously, Triple H known for his very thematic skulls and robots and crazy WrestleMania entrances, and of course WrestleMania 33, the Larry Bird of WrestleManias, some might say. Triple H wore this beautiful mask. I love that it is removable. Very cool. Not the best Triple H figure when you take this away, but sometimes just an accessory and a magical moment in wrestling history really does a lot for you, and that's what this one does for me. This mask is so cool. A skull mask, the metal theme, the skulls, all that. Then Triple H. Can't go wrong with this one. This one I remember getting, or I didn't get it, I got it when it came out, but it was at Marshall stores for a long time on deep clearance with Shawn Michaels as well. So that was just kind of crazy back then. But very cool, a one-off accessory for this one. That's why he comes in at number 7 on my top 10 Triple H figures. All right, we're at the number 6 spot, and number 6 is a recent Triple H release, and this is one I never thought would be in my top 10. I said, it's good enough, it's cool, it is what it is, but this one absolutely blew me away. Full of surprises, just not Kyle and his memory, not remembering what was going on here, but we're going to the latest Target Legends line as we film this video right here. We're going to Triple H in his DX gear. Of course, the DX invasion of WCW Monday Nitro. We're building out the DX army in the Target Legends line, which I think is really cool. You get the megaphone once again. You get the hat. You get the head sculpt. Soft goods shirt. Soft goods camo. A good figure. Top 10 worthy. I'm not totally sold on it, but very, very cool, great figure here. But what really brought it to the next level for me was a 2-in-1 figure. You know I love a 2-in-1 figure. Makes Kyle get two Triple H figures, and that's exactly what I did. Is I believe this is what, Royal Rumble 1999. You take all the gear off Triple H, that is what he is, Royal Rumble 1999. So a 2-in-1 Triple H figure in the modern elite line. A lot to like about this one, guys. And then, of course, Triple H's, I believe, first double-jointed, pinless jointed hands or elbows and stuff, I should say. So first time in the line for that as well, making it even cooler figure for me. Just a lot to like about this Triple H in the recent Legends line. Man, if you're on the fence on this one, they're in about every single Target under the sun, so you still got time to get this. But I could see years from now, people want to collect that whole DX team. This Triple H might rise in value, so I would get it while you can, or play a little bit of that long game, hope for a clearance here in a few months. But when it's gone, I think it'll start going up like we see with a lot of stuff, especially with the army building aspect of the DX team. So there it is, number 6, Triple H from the latest Mattel Target exclusive Legends line. All right, we've come to the number 5 slot in our top 10 Triple H countdown. Make sure you leave your list in the comments down below, and like I always say, put them in order. So what came in at number 5? Well, for number 5, this was a combination of a couple of different loves for me. Of course, wrestling figures, love those since I was a little boy, but I also loved a few other lines out there. And one of those lines was the Masters of the Universe. And bringing the Masters of the Universe together with the WWE into the Masters of the WWE Universe was hitting all the right buttons for young Kyle, old Kyle, anytime Kyle. So I was all in on this line. Still am in this line, and I hope one day they revisit this line over at Mattel. But number 5 for me, of course, we did get 2 Triple H's in this line. A regular Series 1, and then we also got one with a ring and John Cena, for those keeping track at home. But for number 1 for me, has to be the Series 1 Triple H in the purple. Beautiful spikes. You guys know I'm a sucker for spikes. I'm a sucker for a weapon. I'm a sucker for a cape. After all, we are in the thick of cape season right now, like a young Lando Calrissian. And I believe, off the top of my head, just thinking of it right now, this might be the only soft goods cape or soft goods version in the Masters of the Universe line, the Origins line, or even the regular line of the WWE figures. I could be wrong, but I believe that's the case. Of course, you guys know I'm a part of the Double Up Club in this line. Had to have one unpunched and mint across the board, and I do have that, and then of course I have my loose set as well. But very, very cool to bring these figures and these 2 properties together into one line. This is what I'm looking for. Beautiful too, you can remove the helmet, you can remove the cape, all this stuff as weapon. He turns into really wrestling gear Triple H, as most of these Masters of WWE Universe are a 2-in-1 figure as well. I personally enjoy them for their He-Man era more so than the wrestling. I know a lot of the majority, probably the majority that watch this channel, prefer them like the wrestlers, and you're going to get that in that new Superstars line, of course, that's going to Walmart's anytime now, they say. But I'm a purist, and I like the He-Man aspect, and that's how I display them in my collection, as you guys know. But number 5 for me, Masters of WWE Universe Triple H Series 1. Let's take a look at number 4. All right, we're at the number 4 spot, and the number 4 spot does come back from Mattel. And we go back to the Mattel Elite line, and we go to Mattel Elite Series 60 Triple H. For this one, we got right here. Now, when I close my eyes, I think of a lot of different versions of Triple H, but I guess currently, as this is the way he has seemed for maybe the longest time, this is how I really do think of Triple H. Of course, the iconic sledgehammer, the bald head, which is crazy to think of the long mane he used to have, but then the Motorhead-inspired gear, I guess we would call it. We've had a few versions of this one, but Elite 60 has always stood out the most. We got one a little bit later on where he had the nice mask and stuff like that from his WrestleMania. But I just like this one. For whatever reason, this one has always really stood out. The head sculpt, the vest, of course, like I said, the sledgehammer, the old iron cross on the elbow pads. Just a very, very solid Triple H, and I would say possibly one of the most underrated ones in this entire 10 we're doing here, as I don't know if it's on a lot of people's radars, but I think a lot of people do have this one. But it is Mattel Elite 60 Triple H. Now we're down to it. We're down to the final 3. Let's see who made the cut. All right, the final three is here, and the final three are amazing figures. Let me tell you, they are the top three Triple H figures. How could they not be? But like I always say, put your list down below. But number 3 comes from 2010. Mattel had just gotten the license. We talked about the Mattel Triple H defining moment, also from 2010. So that was the defining moments line. But they also had another special line in the Mattel lineup at that time. It was called the entrance grates. And I've heard people say, hey, we need those entrance grates back. I don't know. Stranger things have happened. This line did go away for a time, then did end up coming back for a time to go away again. So it's happened before. Maybe it'll happen again. But we go back to 2010. We go to Triple H. We go to Triple H entrance grates. And of course, you know I have a loose one of this one. Now, one misconception a lot of people have with these entrance grate figures, as the later versions were, of course, elite figures. But the early edition ones, they were actually basic figures dressed up. And that's exactly what we have right here. So technically, this is a basic version of Triple H. He does have the beautiful, soft, good, almost a Grizzlor type fur going on if you're familiar with the He-Man era. But this is the King of Kings Triple H. This is Conan Triple H. Very cool WrestleMania entrance. Very memorable Triple H. I think this one is screaming for a modern day elite, or maybe a Ultimate Edition. I would love to see this. Maybe a Ringside Collectibles exclusive. I don't know. But I would love to see Mattel run this one back. Very, very toyetic. The soft goods would be amazing. An Ultimate Edition to this would be amazing with like a throne to sit on. Man, sign me up all day. Mattel, what are you doing? You take this notice and let's get that done. Get that done before the end of the year. I would appreciate it. But very cool. The entrance grates. It's been some time since we've had these, but as you guys know, it does play the theme song. That makes this one even that much better as it plays some Motorhead. I'm going to hit it right now. So it plays just a little clip, but once you get these out of the package, you can switch the button. It'll play a longer version of the theme, which is really cool, especially for kids playing with their toys. There's your entrance music. You got all that going on. But a fabulous package, displays beautifully. Awesome idea. I like this one a whole lot. I mean, how toyetic is this? Very, very cool. I hope Mattel comes up with a modern day version of this, and either the Elite line, the Ultimate line, an exclusive, something. Man, I would absolutely love to see it. But number 3, for me, King of Kings, Conan Triple H Edition. All right, here we are, number 2 in my top 10 Triple H figures of all time countdown. And number 2, I'm going to say it right now, is probably the most controversial in my top 10 lineup. I don't know if everybody remembers this figure. I don't know if everybody liked this figure. But man, it's way up high on my list and probably higher than most people. But you guys know me. I dance to the beat of my own drummer. And you guys should too. So I challenge you guys to all do that. Be yourself is what I'll say. But number 2 comes again from the Jakks Classic Superstars line. This was a Ringside Collectibles exclusive. What is it? It's the McMahon-Helmsley era exclusive Triple H as part of the 2-pack with Stephanie McMahon. Very cool to get these two in a pack. Beautiful title belts there. Stephanie figure is what it is, but we don't get a lot of Stephanie McMahon figures. We got a couple in Jakks, we got a couple in Mattel, but it's pretty cool to put these two together. Now, we talked about at number 10, the Ultimate Edition Triple H, and it's the version of this. This is the Jakks version of that. I love the Jakks version a lot more than the Mattel version. I think the denim and leather looks better on this figure, and this one has one of my all-time, if not my favorite Triple H head scan of all time on this one. It didn't get used a whole lot in Jakks days, but it just really does scream Triple H of this time frame. I got it right there. There's Triple H. Look at that. That just sums up Triple H. I just absolutely love this. I think this is an extremely underrated set, an extremely underrated Triple H figure. Just very, very cool with the denim and leather. And then, like I said, the head sculpt on this one is beautiful. I do have a loose version of this, but guess what? Kyle took it to the next level, as I did order a denim and leather jacket many, many moons ago. Maybe Ralph's Figure Clothing. I don't even know who I got this from. But I did replace it, and I put this on it for my display. Looks that much better. I just absolutely love this Triple H figure. I think it's just one of the best. That's why he's at number 2 for me, of course. But the denim, the leather, the pack, the head sculpt, the head scan, being classic superstars, this checks a lot of boxes for Kyle. So that's why he easily came in at number 2. A little controversial, I'd say, but he's definitely number 2. Now, who could be number 1? Only one way to find out. Stay tuned. All right, the time has come. We're at the number one spot in my top 10 Triple H figures of all time list. Hopefully you guys have put your list in the comments down below. Like I always say, start it with number 10 being your least favorite all the way up to number 1 being your favorite. I know they're tough, but they are fun. Sit down, figure it out. Maybe you'll have some things from my list. Maybe you'll have some things I didn't even think of. I'm pretty sure I thought of it. I went through my whole collection. I sit on these for a couple days, as you guys know, before I make my final decision. So it was definitely tough and a lot of good Triple H's throughout the years, of course. And then before we get into it, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Every single Thursday, we're doing a top 5 or top 10 list. You guys got to be part of the discussion too, so make sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss any of those. And of course, you can follow me on social media. SirPaul64 is where you'll find me on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, and of course, ProWrestlingTees.com. Support the channel, pick up a t-shirt. So now let's get into it. Let's get into number 1. And number 1, we journey back to Mattel. Yes, Mattel been making elites here for about 12 years now. They've been making basics, ultimate editions, entrance greats, defining moments. You guys know they've been making a lot of stuff, a lot of store exclusives, a lot of different things. But they also made an old series called the Best of the Pay-Per-View series back in the day. And that's where this one comes from. It's Mattel Elite Best of Pay-Per-View Series, WrestleMania 27 Triple H. And once again, a very toyetic outfit from Triple H with the chainmail, the big cape robe going on, the King of Kings headgear. Just a tremendous, tremendous Triple H. It was close, but this one ended up seeking out number 1 spot, and that's where it stayed. It's just toyetic to the 10th degree. This is Triple H, how we like to remember him. Just a bad, bad dude. WrestleMania, he always stepped his game up, especially in the entrance department. And this just looks really cool. We got some other ones. We got the Skull one. We got the Terminator one. We've got a few different ones that have been really cool. Him on bikes, all that kind of stuff. But for me, for my money, this is his best look from the WrestleMania years. This is his most toyetic figure he's ever had. In my opinion, of course, it just looks really good. It's one of those ones, though, like some of the other ones we talked about. You start stripping it away. You take the helmet off. You take the robe off. Not the craziest, greatest figure of all time, but it's the sum of all of its parts that really bring this one to the next level. He's got to have the mask. He's got to have the robe, the cape, whatever we're going to call it with the chainmail. That's awesome. That's toyetic. This is my number 1 Triple H figure of all time. And like I said, what's your number 1? What's your number 2? What's your number 3? And so on. Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear it, but make sure you put them in an order. But there it is. That's my top 10 Triple H list. You give me yours, and I can't wait to check it out. So there it is. Another top 10 under wraps in the books. Hopefully you guys will join me next Thursday for another Kyle Peterson top 5. And until then, I'll see you guys all real soon.